Hi, welcome to Living Your Limitless Life. I'm Kayleigh Kennedy, business and mindset coach, mom, and your no BS guide to breaking through the stories holding you back. This podcast is your space to get real, get inspired, and get moving. Each week, I'll share the mindset shifts, strategies, and stories that have helped me and my clients build lives and businesses that feel as good as they look. If you're ready to stop playing small and start living big, you're in the right place. Let's go. You cannot outperform your internal BS. And when I'm talking about BS, I'm talking about your subconscious belief system. You cannot outperform the image and perception and concept that you hold of yourself on a subconscious level. This might surprise you. You're not self-sabotaging because you're lazy. You're not inconsistent because you lack discipline. You're definitely not behind. The issue is you are protecting an identity that once felt comfortable, that once kept you safe. But safe also equals stuck. Welcome back to Living Your Limitless Life with Kayleigh Kennedy. Today I am talking all about identity and how we cannot outperform the identity we hold of ourselves at a subconscious level. That's what I'm going to refer to as your BS. BS meaning your belief system, the things that you believe to be true about yourself. Now, BS is also bullshit because most of the things that you believe to be true about yourself is not true. You are capable. You are limitless. You can have, do, and be anything that you set your mind to. Napoleon Hill said it the best. Whatever idea you conceive and believe, you will achieve. And when I say believe, I mean not consciously, I mean subconsciously. When you embody that belief, when you embody that identity, when you remove the old stories, the old BS that's running the show, and you start showing up as the person who already has that goal. When you embody that. So this is the identity that's keeping you stuck or keeping you safe, is the identity that's telling you you can or cannot. That identity that's keeping you in indecision. That identity that keeps sabotaging your growth. And until you truly understand this, you're going to keep trying to out-discipline something that isn't a discipline problem. You're going to try to continue to implement more and more strategies, but it's not a strategy problem. I want to save you years of frustration. You can hustle, or you can keep hustling. You can keep strategizing. You can keep visualizing. You can keep journaling. You can build another funnel. But if your self-image and your subconscious BS doesn't match the level you're trying to operate at, you will continue to sabotage yourself every single time. This is not about capability because you are inherently capable. You are more capable than you are giving yourself credit for. This is about identity. Most high achievers, most high performers, most entrepreneurs already know what to do. You already know what you need to be doing to achieve whatever your goal is. You already know that maybe you need to be more visible, or you need to be asking for the sale, or you need to grow your team, or you need to invest here or there. What I'm talking about here can also be translated into your personal life. You already know what you need to do to live a more healthy and active lifestyle. You already know. But the problem is, and why you might make commitments in your personal life and in your business and then constantly find yourself recommitting, is because of your identity. It's because of your self-image. It's how you see yourself. It's what you believe yourself to be worthy of. It's what you think is realistic for someone like you. It's what you think you deserve. So your nervous system will only let you operate at a level that feels congruent with who you believe to be, who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with consistency, or someone who's bad with money, or someone who cannot fully commit or doesn't see things through, or someone who doesn't feel as confident on the inside as you may appear on the outside, which is something that I struggled with for most of my life. Those ideas and those identities become your ceiling. You will continue to unconsciously prove yourself right, and it will show up as different forms of self-sabotage. Now, this is the really uncomfortable part and the part that gets a lot of people stuck, because your BS will sound completely logical to you. It could sound like the thought of that you just need another plan, or it's just the algorithm, or it's just the economy, or this is just the season of life that I'm in, or I don't have enough time. And maybe some of that is true, but underneath it, there's usually a deeper belief about yourself. It could be a belief or a fear in failure, a fear in judgment, a fear of losing people, a fear of not being liked. And those ideas are all tied to a self-belief. So instead of risking those beliefs, you stay in a range and in a place that feels safe. Maybe you don't make a decision that feels like you might blow your life up because of these stories. But what actually happens is you don't expand either. You continuously show up in a way that protects that BS, protects that self-identity, and it continuously keep you on a hamster wheel of self-sabotage. Your results are a mirror of your subconscious self-perception, your subconscious self-image, the ideas that you hold in your subconscious mind to be true about yourself. And your results never lie. If you want to know what's going on in your subconscious mind, just take a look at your results and your behaviors. For example, if you see yourself as powerful, as capable, if you see your goals as completely inevitable, you will move differently than if you see yourself as uncertain or behind or continuously trying to figure it out. If you feel like you have some uncertainty in your self-image or you don't have full-on belief of yourself, you'll continue to hesitate and you'll overthink, you'll ask permission, you will fall into decision fatigue. Two people can have the same strategy and achieve completely different results. My favorite example of this was from the last company that I used to work at. So this was now over 2 years ago. And there was a team, at one point I had eight people on my team. And there was 23, I think 23 coaches, 23 salespeople. And tens of thousands of dollars were getting pumped into our advertisement and our marketing budget. And these leads would come in through the system. All of us, all 23 of us, had the exact same system and the exact same strategies and the exact same sales process, yet we were all achieving different results. So it shows you that results aren't based on systems, that results are based on self-image. You actually can't create a 7-figure business if you are still holding on to a 6-figure identity. You won't build a healthy relationship with yourself and a healthy self-image if your beliefs about yourself are rooted in unworthiness. You won't build a calm life or a calm business if you have a chaotic internal identity. This is why one of the things I get my clients to do, one of the first things I get my clients to do if they do feel chaotic, is I get them to physically organize their space. Like creating order in your space and in your calendar will then start to create more order in your mind. If you are one of those people who have 60,000 emails in your inbox, how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel overwhelmed to check your emails? I constantly, like, my inbox is often at 0. There's no anxiety. That is a product of a calm nervous system and a calm self-image. Now, my inbox didn't used to be this organized, but I knew that one played into the other. So I made the intention to create those habits. But you want to be matching those habits with the self-identity and doing the inner work for those beliefs. So if you want to have a calm nervous system and have a calm self-image, then you want to create as much calmness and order around you. It is super important. But if your identity stays in a chaotic state, that identity will always win. So you might create some order for a time, and then you will let it pile up or get disorganized again. It will be a constant pattern. Your identity will always win. Your identity and what's going on in your subconscious mind will show up in your results. So the thing about how this internal image and the internal BS shows up is like, it can be subtle. It's almost compounds. It's almost like a compound effect because it's subtle and it shows up over time. So some of these things, it's not super obvious. It could look like, for example, not following up with people or overcomplicating everything or continuously tweaking something instead of launching something. So showing tendencies of perfectionism or just constantly consuming instead of actually creating and launching. And also it shows up as playing smaller than you could and staying on that small playing field. It actually shows up as the habit of almost feeling productive or almost doing the thing. And that almost, like not completely following through or not staying consistent with something, is protecting that old identity. So then you never fully go all in and you never fully risk outgrowing who you've been. And that's BS because you are so much more capable. So how do you change it? And this is the kicker, is you cannot force it. You can't force growth. I very much dislike the saying, fake it until you make it, because the truth is you cannot fake confidence, but you can continuously show up more and more confident each day. You can build up your confidence. You want to ask yourself, who do I currently believe I am? And it's not who you show up as online, or it's not the version that you want to be, but who do I actually believe I am? What do I actually believe I'm capable of? And get very objective with what comes up. All of it is just information. It doesn't mean anything about you. This is just the beliefs that you've been holding on to. The first step is developing the awareness. The next question is, who do I want to become? And start to notice the gap. The gap is the identity work. This is how you're going to develop the awareness of the beliefs and the identity work that you get to do. So questions you can ask yourself is, how would I make decisions differently if I'd already achieved my goal? How would I think? How would my thinking differ then from how it does now? How would I move differently? How would I show up differently? What things would I tolerate? What things wouldn't I tolerate? The other key is, and I love a good quantum leap as much as the next coach, the next person. But sometimes the key is not to jump the 10 levels. And the key is just to stretch one level beyond your current self-image, beyond that current belief. Because your nervous system also needs evidence to be able to build space and capacity. So when you move one step at a time, one belief at a time, one day at a time, you can start to build proof. You can start to show yourself that you can keep promises to yourself. You follow through more. And this is where you'll become more regulated and you'll create more spaciousness within yourself and within your nervous system to actually embody the new identity and embody the new beliefs, the new BS. Your self-image shifts not only just through these new ideas and these new beliefs, but congruent action that is in alignment with the beliefs that you wish to hold. So if you feel stuck, or if you feel like you keep hitting the same ceiling, if you feel like you know better, but you're not doing better, you're just operating from your old BS. And until that changes, your results won't change, or they won't change in a sustainable way. You cannot outperform your own BS, but you can outgrow it. That's what we're doing here. So I want to leave you with something today. If your results aren't changing and they're not changing in the way that you desire them to change, it's not because you don't know enough. It's because you're still identifying as the old version of yourself. And until you're willing to start letting some of that old BS go and adopting a new BS, one that doesn't doubt and doesn't hesitate and doesn't play small or doesn't second guess every decision, you're going to keep proving that old identity right. You don't need a new strategy. You just need to continue to step into a new identity and a new self-concept. So the question isn't, what should you do next? But the question is, who do I get to become to make my goals inevitable? The moment you start to see that clearly and show up in that energy, you'll no longer be controlled by the old BS and everything will start to shift. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Living Your Limitless Life. If you loved this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. It would mean the world to me. Plus, it helps more people find my show and we can create a bigger impact together. Until next time, keep dreaming big, taking bold action, and remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. See you next time.